Okay, most of the talks that we've heard till now actually have been focusing on B2B and B2C, as we said earlier. My own interest has always been more C2B, getting information from the world at large so that businesses can use it. Right now, that's done through sending out mails to millions of people and hoping that a few of them respond, or calling me during dinner and hoping that I'll respond. Actually, now it's actually possible to do this by looking through the blogosphere and Facebook and all of these things. And in fact, Jeff mentioned that there's a new... Oh, I'm sorry. There's a new program that does that, basically looking at blogs and sifting through them and finding out information. Just to use a little hyperbole, the idea is I can look at a blog that some farmer in Idaho is writing about raising potatoes and figure out from that, looking at it syntactically and semantically and however else we do things, is he interested in healthcare reform? Is he... does he like, what flavor beer does he like, and does he floss properly? And these are all the kinds of questions that people like to call me during dinner for, and I prefer not to answer. So if we could kind of put all those people out of business, it would put a few 100,000 people out of work, which may not be great for the economy. It would be fantastic for my digestion, and so, anybody who can do that, that's great. I understand from Jeff that Microsoft, in fact, does that, which means that I'm particularly happy that that's not what we actually do. What we do is add the demographic element to that. Taking as example why that's important, let's say a customer of mine comes in, or a customer of somebody who does this sort of thing, and says, listen, I ran an ad about vodka in March. I want to know what effect did it have. Look through all the blogs that you read in March, April, May. Tell me, did my advertising work or not? And if you're using semantic analysis, you go through it, you find out which blogs are talking about beer, you find out whether people were happy, not happy, and you come up with this fantastic chart which says that people really didn't like beer very well. It gives you the numbers, how many people liked it in February. Starting in March, the positive numbers go up dramatically, the negative numbers go down. By the time you get to July, it didn't make any difference anymore. That's good information for somebody who ran an advertising campaign. He sees that, he says he gives a bonus to the guys who did the campaign, he gives a bonus to the guys who put out the ads, and they're all happy. On the other hand, if we add demographic analysis to this, in other words, age and gender, so then the information looks completely different. Then what we see is that women under 40 were ecstatic about this ad. They really went, they loved the ad. However, a lot of the other groups really couldn't care less, made no difference at all. So what happens here is that the guy who's responsible for the campaign actually gets fired because he spent a huge amount of money on all kinds of people who couldn't care less, and we now pay the advertising agency a third as much as we paid the last time, telling them, listen, I only want to advertise to women under 40. So what happens now is that instead of just having data which is really cool, we have data which is actionable, which can make your business money. This is the science. I can boil this down, make it a little simpler. What this says is that little boys are different than little girls. Little boys and different girls are different than big boys and big girls. Why are they different? They talk about different topics. They use different vocabulary. They do it in different grammatical ways. And the result of that is we can look at the text and actually figure out who it is that wrote it. At the moment, we're in beta, which means anybody who's got a company who's already doing this semantical information and would like to add the gender information, we'd love to talk to you. We can currently already do age and gender analysis. We'll soon be able to add how educated the people are. And whenever you get these questionnaires in the mail, there are always two parts. One is the questions they want to answer. The other is the demographic information. Who is it that's answering the question? Which is extremely useful when you're planning advertising campaigns or all kinds of things like that. That's what we're about. Thank you for your time.